Well, hello there. It's what's today's date? Whatever. Today is Thursday. Thursday at 11:30 in the morning. Um, we were supposed to do a nightly podcast that didn't work out. It worked out Sunday. We recorded one as we were driving in to Vegas, and then it became a crazy shit show of so much to get done. So I'm driving back to LA right now. Truck fully loaded. Misha's back in Reno. She's coming out in a few days because she's shooting for a reality show on a huge YouTube channel that I'm sure we're not allowed to talk about it until it launches. There's a lot going on for us creatively, which is wonderful. I'm going to be interviewed by a documentarian about the days of gonzo pornography. Um, and there's just like a lot of good things. Honestly, financially, we're strapped. We have a lot of responsibilities to different people, to different companies. There's not a lot of money that's coming in. In fact, there's more money coming out than coming in. But that's what you do. You invest into your future. You invest into your business. You invest into your brand. It's not a job when you're building a brand. It's um, labor of love. So that's why you see us doing all these things because basically what it is you throw everything into the wall and whatever sticks you run with. And we're throwing a lot of things into the wall, from doing our YouTube channel to doing all these reality things to being interviewed for documentaries, events, award shows, building the YouTube channel, which is huge for us, working on cool stuff, shooting some of the coolest things in adult for Alterotic, building a bigger brand ambassador team, doing it the right way. The transition with Alterotic is amazing. It's stressful as all hell, but professional wise, it's never been so professional, and heading hopefully in the right direction. So far, so good. We're having girls hit us up left and right, wanting to be brand ambassadors, want to work with us. And the thing is, with us growing the company and the transition that we're going through, we are kind of in a position where we're shooting mostly content trade. But with that content trade, we are. This is why I'm so adamant about shooting cool visuals, because if you're talent, male or female, that is coming to do content trade with us, I want to make sure you get the say of what you want to shoot. Your experience is very comfortable with us. Nobody's going to hit on you on set. Nobody's going to try to fuck you on set. No, unless obviously it's in front of camera. um, and in your opinion matters. In everything about you matters. So I try to make sure everybody leaves with a great experience, a warm heart, and some beautiful visuals. And that's what this trip was about. It was about shooting people we haven't shot in a while, shooting new people, expanding our roster of people that want to shoot with us. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because you're also not just a production line of content creating. Like a lot of people are just, here's a cell phone POV scene, or I'm going to set up a couple of GoPros on tripods and there's the footage. No. I'm shooting beautiful stills, great videos. It's shot right, it's edited right. And when I do content trade shoots with talent, this is what I do for them. Obviously, they get the pictures. They get the pictures edited, and I fix things. I add things. I add a little bubble here and there. I also edit the scenes, and I give people three versions: the 4K version, the HD version, the standard video version. Because sometimes people can't post on their clip stores 4K footage because it's too big. They can't even. A lot of people work off their cell phone. They can't even download a 4K scene to their phone, which would be like sometimes up to 20 gigabytes. So I give them the option of all three, and they take them all. No watermarks. I'm not promoting myself. I'm not promoting Alterotic. This is your content. Thank you for coming out, and here you go. And if the stuff is cool, I also make teasers. I also make if there's a fun storyline or fun behind the scenes, I'll do that for the people as well. I also am starting my own OnlyFans, which is going to be ivandragon.com, but the handle on OnlyFans is ivandragontv, and the footage is off my head. I put a GoPro on my chest or on my head, and I record that angle. So the viewer gets to see what I see as a director. You see my camera in the hand. I leave in directorials. I'll leave in stuff before the scene and after the scene that's fun and entertaining that you will never see in a produced scene. So it's more reality based. Obviously, I cut out anything that makes the talent look bad, makes the situation bad. To see something that you're not supposed to see. You still have to kayfabe things, which in wrestling means you have to keep to the storyline or the fantasy. Do not cross that fantasy line. But I keep a lot of stuff in, and I think my YouTube channel could do well just because it's so different, and the talent gets that footage as well. That's I'm not holding anything back. So with that said, we had 7 people lined up, 7 females lined up for this trip. And as usual, things happen and people no show, people flake, things come up. And we wound up shooting 5 girls, which still, considering, is great. And all 5 left with beautiful, beautiful visuals and a great experience. And obviously, they can't wait to shoot again. Referring us to other talent to shoot, bringing in talent to shoot. So we got a ton of content. A Sunday was when, after Misha and I did the podcast, we checked into the hotel, and the interesting thing is we got there 3 hours, 45 minutes after check-in time, and the room wasn't ready. So we had to wait to get into our room. Then we get to the room, and both phones are not even plugged in. There's no power cords to them. One of them, the one in the bedroom, the handheld one, it's like you shake it and there's like a rattle inside, like somebody threw it against the wall or stepped on it or whatever. Go to the bathroom. In the bedroom, it doesn't work. It doesn't flush, and it's clogged up. So I called their handyman about the phones, about the bathroom, and Misha had to take off. She had to shoot. So Misha was gone. I started taking care of that stuff. And the interesting thing is Expedia instantly sent me a review. How was my check-in? So I've never actually done those reviews, or if I have, I just click great, whatever. This time I was like, fuck it. I'm going to explain the process of what we went through and what the room is like. And within half an hour, I get a phone call from the manager of the hotel apologizing. It was crazy. And she's like, hey, so what happened, and can we help in any way? And she hooked me up so bad, so good, I guess you'd say, that it was worth sitting around and waiting for a handyman and getting stuff fixed and not be able to leave and do anything. And also that night, my friend Kat from Maryland was coming in town. She's a body piercer out of Maryland. She's probably the cutest and most popular body piercer in Maryland. So if you're in Maryland, go see Kat. I don't know where she pierces out of, but if you get your body pierced in Maryland, you probably know. Anyways, so I was picking her up around, supposed to pick her up around 10:30, but her flight was delayed. Misha was at a shoot, so I'm sitting there waiting for the handyman, unloading, trying to set a few things up here and there without setting up too much. So when the handyman comes in, he's not asking questions about like, why are there so many lights and cameras and things like that. So I had to wait for him to fix everything. And once he fixed and unclogged the toilet, which was fun, I'm sure, for him, I unloaded. I started putting lights on light stands, getting batteries charged, getting ready for the long 3 days. And by the time I was done, it was about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It was time to go pick up Misha, then go pick up Kat. We did that, and we went to dinner to get food because Kat flew for 6 hours, 5.5 hours, or she was at the airport for like 8 hours, all in, including getting to the airport, waiting and flying and things like that. So she was starving. Misha just got off a shoot and a half, two shoots basically. She was hungry. I was hungry because I didn't eat. I was just waiting for them. So we scarfed up a bunch of food. Got back to the room around 3:30 probably, 4 o'clock, and knocked out. And the next morning we had two shoots lined up, and only one happened. But it was a great scene. So what we did was we got one boy-girl scene with Misha and Musa, but I also wound up shooting a bunch of really cool pictures. I brought All Star magazine beanie. Well, they're like ski masks, and we tried to do pictures with Misha with a ski mask before. We were just not happy with the visuals, so we scrapped those images. And this time, we're like, well, give me some time. Let me do some cool lighting. Move all the furniture around, and let's do a handful of pictures. And we did. We shot a little tease, which was awesome. And I'm looking forward to editing these images. And then the day was done because we were in the middle of trying to figure out what are we going to do the rest of the next 2 days. Because one of the girls for the next day, it's kind of funny to me, is that I think people think I'm stupid, or maybe they think they're just wise beyond their years. I don't know, or just don't get it. So we had a scene lined up, two scenes for Tuesday. It was a girl, and then a boy-girl for Evelyn Inc. And our concern, Evelyn, we thought Evelyn was gonna flake, but Evelyn was fucking on point. She drove in on Monday. She was gonna be ready on Tuesday. She's like, I'm tested. I'm ready to go. And I get a text from the other girl. And I'll tell you a funny story about the other girl. So the other girl, we shot her before, and she's not a very good performer. She's got a really cool look, tattooed model, but she's way too shy to be in front of camera. She's too shy to be on set, period. Last time we shot her, it was like pulling teeth to get her to even smile or even say two words or make any noise during a scene or interview. It was difficult. Hard to pose her. She's just not a model. She's trying to be a model. But we shot her about 3 years ago, and she actually, when I started shooting the Ink Motel series, she canceled on me 2 days before the shoot. And the funny thing is, I actually wrote the whole storyline around her and her lack of, like being out there with her personality. So I wrote this whole scenario to make her character more docile and kind of like submissive for the dialogue part of it. And when she canceled on me 2 days before the shoot, I was pissed. Honestly, I was pissed because like production is a lot of work. Pre-production is a lot of work. And when you're prepping for a shoot and you're getting equipment and props, down to like buying props for our tattoo artist Josh, who's also a performer, he plays Duke Daybreak, buying matching color shirt to match the girl. So there's a lot that goes into it. So when somebody cancels on you without having any sort of education to how hard it is to put a production together, and especially creative stuff, gonzo, whatever. But if you're doing creative, storyline driven, trying to do some cool lighting, things like that, and show where you flake, or you don't think it's a big deal to just not do it, it is, because that also sets a precedence of, is this how this person always is going to be? So I tweeted instantly, said, hey, we have a really cool scenario. We're going to do some really badass lighting. Who is down to come out? And Ariel, I think she either tweeted me or texted me. Ariel Aquanis hit me up instantly. I want to fucking do it. I love acting. I've done theater. So I was like, cool, come on out. We were shooting in LA. She came out to Vegas. And that scene, honestly, in Ink Motel series, one of the coolest, most elaborate, funny, it was badass. Because she was also like, well, if you guys want, you could tattoo me as well. So we wound up doing a tattoo scene besides this whole dialogue scene, where it's funny because what we did was, for that scene was she's playing a new starlet who wants to be an actress, and in Hollywood. And Josh Duke Daybreak plays the scummy director who's auditioning her, and we did like really cool lighting with almost like interrogation lighting, and so she's sitting there and she's all like, you know, dressed like a little like religious girl and shit, and Josh's character Duke Daybreak's like, well, let me see your skills, and she tries to do like to be or not to be, and he's like, no, 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 I want to see your goods, and he makes her stand up, and he like lifts up her dress and looks in the back of her legs, and he's like, he goes, you know, what would get you more work is more tattoos. She's like, oh really? Yeah. So we shot that, and then we went and shot her getting tattooed. So we literally, like, it was elaborate. We shot all this pre-tattoo dialogue with her legs having no tattoos. Then we went and Josh tattooed these beautiful flowers on the back of her legs. And then the next day, we woke up in the morning and we shot the rest of the scene where she's got the tattoos. We did like funny scenario where he's tattooing her on this casting couch chair. And it was an amazing scene. So it worked out when somebody cancels on you, somebody who's a team player and is a creative artist themselves is so into it. And that's what it was. Like, she was completely into it. And so I went on the tangent, but I wanted to describe what happened last time. So this time we were just like, well, we have this girl coming in again, and she cancels because she texted me about asking if her boyfriend could come to set. And I said, no, it's a closed set, and that's not how it works. Sorry. There's not enough room we were going to have like 5-6 people in the room already, and it's too much distractions. You know, having significant others if you're in the industry who will limit what you can do, from whether they don't want you working and doing, like, let's say you're dating a guy, you're a female talent, and while you're dating that person, you can't do boy-girl scenes out of respect for your significant other. Well, what do I respect for your career or your brand? If you're not taking your career seriously, then why are you in it? That's my thing. If you're gonna do it, you do it to your fullest, build a brand and live off of it. Otherwise, why would you do this and have this out there and family ridicule you, some friends ridicule you, you have the stigma of being in porn, and you're not giving it 100%. And you limiting yourself. If you don't want to do boy girl or girl girl because it's your preference, 100%. 100% do not do it. It's your body. But if somebody's telling you not to do it, that person will go fuck themselves. You know, if they're not confident in themselves for you to do that, that's on them. And that's it. You know, and if you love them enough, and you're like, okay, I'll just quit doing everything, because what's the point of doing half-assed stuff? So, the reason I bring this up is that when she asked me if her boyfriend could come to set, I was like, no, you know, I was polite about it. And, you know, there's no reason to fight about it. You just can't. I mean, that's just not reality, because it's not fair to the other talent as well. You know, why does the other talent have to be naked around a civilian, a person who's not in the industry? Even if a person's in the industry, if you're not part of the set, you can't come to set. That's the reality of it. So I said, no, you know, it just can't happen. If everybody's doing pictures, whatever, you know, if people don't care. But if you're getting naked and you're doing sex, no. So about an hour or two later, or a few hours later, I guess, I get a text that she's not going to come in the next day because her work called in. And her work could have called in. I don't know. I don't know what she does for a living. But the timing-wise, it was basically, well, your boyfriend can't come to set. A few hours later, well, I can't come to shoot tomorrow because I have to work. Without giving me an option. Usually, like, if somebody who really understands production, understands what goes into production and how it affects everyone. Like, for instance, like, Evelyn took a whole day off from tattooing and drove in to shoot this. And the next day she was driving to San Diego to visit some family. So Evelyn's doing everything in her power to make this happen. I'm pushing other people aside to make this happen because we had so many people hitting us up about shooting. So now if you cancel, you're throwing a monkey wrench into everyone's plans. You're limiting what content Alterotic's getting. You're limiting the content that Evelyn's getting. And at the end of the day, content is king. Anybody who's in the industry and has their own content understands content is king. If you're taking time off away from, let's say, paid work, other things, personal life, to do content, content is king. So we're like, well, damn. But again, as I was talking about the previous story, the last time a similar cancellation happened, we made best of it and it wound up being amazing. This time, same story. I wound up shooting some of the baddest teas and pictures with Evelyn I've done in a long, long, long time. And it's because now we had more time. We had more time. We had more freedom. We actually came up with a series for these scenes and for these teases, and for I did a really cool interview with her. And the images are going to be like box cover images. So we did the best we could with the situation. And then the guy that was supposed to be in the scene with Evelyn, am I like off on my days? What is happening here? Oh yeah, Monday we shot. We're talking about Tuesday now. I'm sorry. It's just a lot to catch up on. So yeah, because on Monday we shot the one scene and we were prepping for the second scene. So the guy that was supposed to shoot with Evelyn literally disappears. Like I'm texting him, Misha's texting him, Evelyn, nothing. Like, wow, that's wonderful. So Misha, being the team player that she is, and this is why she's a Alterotic brand ambassador, chief brand officer, and production manager. No matter who within Alterotic or past Alterotic says that females are distracting on set or part of the business, or who says it's not her business, it is. She's our chief brand officer, and she's a production manager. And having a female presence in the company is crucial. Ask any company. Ask Brazzers. They purposely have female presence on set to make sure talent is treated with respect without some creepy bullshit happening. So, Misha steps up and she's like, I was supposed to go. She was leaving to shoot some content for OnlyFans with somebody else. While we were supposed to shoot Evelyn and this BG scene and the GG scene, which was now canceled. So Misha's all like, fuck it. What if I bring the guy here and we do a BGG? Heck yes. Yes, please. So that's what happened. And the crazy thing is, the way this was shot, it literally just started in one room of the hotel, impromptu. And I'm like just walking around, setting up. And I'm like, oh my God, they're already going at it. I need to get in there and start shooting it. So it literally became like more like reality-based scene, which was amazing. And Evelyn, who's as we like to call him, a cum dodger in the industry, was so turned on, was so into it. Misha was squirting everywhere. And Evelyn, cum dodger and a half, is literally, I want you to come all over my face, in my mouth. I want to eat it. And I'm like, I'm like, she's full of shit. She's like, nope. Scene was awesome. She's licking the dude's sweat off his body. She's took the load all over her face. And let me tell you, that was probably the best scene she's ever done, because she was into the guy, the way he looked, how nice he was, how polite he was. It was an awesome scene. There was no hang-ups. It was literally, she wasn't worried about tattooing. She was literally like, I'm going to do this scene. I'm attracted to the guy. We're literally starting the scene before Ivan starts rolling on the couch. So I'm like, this is wonderful. Let's get this done. And it was an awesome scene, down to like I was saying earlier, we're going to do a whole series of these kinds of scenes and put out a DVD together. Screw it. It's Misha, because what it is Misha's an amazing performer. And whoever she works with, especially when she works with Evelyn in three ways, Evelyn steps up her game. Because Evelyn's even told me, and she might have even mentioned it to Misha, is that she's watched Misha's scenes to see what Misha does. And that's how Misha learned about performing. She would watch award-winning scenes to improve her performances. And that's what Evelyn's been doing. And it was really, really, really intense, wonderful scene. At the end of the scene, the dude was happy. It was like, and there was no like, and again, professional as shit. There was no like creepy, weird things afterwards, and dude's a huge name in the industry. It was wonderful. It turned out great. I was tired. I also like the toe that caused me all my health issues, besides my diabetes issues. 2.5 years ago, I banged it, and so I was kind of freaking out about it. So I'm like, I'm not going to dinner with anybody. I want to stay home. I'm home in a hotel. I want to prep for the following day. I need to return a bunch of messages. I had to take Kat back to the airport because she was flying back that night, and my mind was just like because you get PTSD no matter what your injuries are or what you go through. You have PTSD over those things. I have serious PTSD over my leg. Sometimes I can't even look at it because it reminds me of bad memories, and especially when I hurt myself like I did, I was like, oh man, it would remind me. I'm like, I need to take care of myself, and I need to be responsible enough not to go out. I need to rest. I need to go take a shower. I need to clean up, put a Band-Aid on or whatever, and move on with my night and relax. So that's what I did. I stayed in, and I relaxed. They all went to dinner, and that was the extent of the night. They came back late, and they were arguing, and I took everything in my power. At 1:30 in the morning, what the fuck? There's 2 rooms. There's a living room with a door that goes to the bedroom. 4 girls just rushed through the bedroom. Luckily, I was like sleeping with clothes on. I was like, what the hell? And they go to the bathroom, and they're arguing in there. And I'm listening to this. I recorded some of it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to record this because this is funny. One girl's crying. One girl's yelling. One girl, I'm going to slap you. One girl, I'm going to kill you. It was insanity. One girl's trying to calm him down. And it took everything in my power not to go, hey, chicken heads, get the fuck out of the hotel room. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to lay here because then I'm going to be involved with it. I'd rather pretend I'm sleeping. What I did was actually, in the pitch black, I went and found Alka-Seltzer night. That knocks me out. And I put it in my half empty bottle of Coke Zero, which was weird, but I didn't have any water. And I'm like, I'm not getting up to get water because I don't want to be part of this. I drank the Alka-Seltzer night, and like I was gonna pass out, and then I was out. I was out cold by I don't know, like 2:30 in the morning. Problem is, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning without an alarm clock, so I knew I had to get sleep because I'll be up. And once I'm up, I'm up. So that was early Wednesday morning. So I got up. Misha had to go back home because with everything that's going on, like the horrendous school shooting, she emotionally she was all over the place. She was like, I need to go home. I want to be with my son. And I was like, yeah, do your thing. I let her sleep in. She woke up at 10:30. Her flight was at 1, and she scrambled to get as much stuff packed into her little Brazzers bag and head to the airport. I took her to the airport, and I had Chris Tilly coming in at 1. Misha, I left at noon to the airport, and got her there, came back literally 15 minutes before Christy arrived. I had no idea what we were going to shoot with her. I just knew we were going to do pictures and a solo, and she arrived. She was wonderful. She's got a great look. She's ultra professional. She goes, sorry that I am on time. Usually I'm early. And we both literally said at the same time, if you're on time, you're late. So she gets it. She also done photography, modeling for 10 years. So she understands. And it was great. We shot some really cool visuals. She loved the visuals. She's wanted to shoot with me and Alterotic for a long time that we've tried to set up shoots previously. And we shot awesome teas with her. Fantastic pictures, and a really cool interview about her tattoos, about her background, what she does. She has a really cool YouTube channel that I want to pick her brain about because Misha and I are doing our YouTube channel. Yeah, it was wonderful, and the plan was shoot her from 1 to 4. She stayed to closer to 5, Then Adeline Gray was coming in with and Sully Savage, not to shoot together, individually. Adeline, the guy that Adeline was supposed to shoot with, canceled at 1 in the morning the night before. He had things to come up, so we had a bunch of cancellations, you know. But she's like, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do some cool stuff. But we came in, Adeline, for a 19-year-old girl, I mean, honestly, for a 30-year-old girl in the industry, she is wonderful, very professional. She looks fantastic. She understands about, you know, like her, she understands her angles. She understands what she needs to do to keep those angles, to make herself look good. She's constantly asking, do I need to move this way, this way? She would look at the picture, goes, I don't like it. I don't like my hair. Let's try this. And it's never like, you know, sometimes some girls would do that and you just come off condescending or like an asshole. Not her. She gets it, and she wants cool stuff. And this is why she's down to shoot content trade. This girl, she's gonna be a contract girl one day. She really will be. Somebody's gonna scoop her up. She's adorable. She's professional, well spoken. So, but she's willing to come and shoot content trade with us because of the cool stuff that I shoot for Alterotic. Down to like she did a recruitment video for Ink Motel 4, which is one of the coolest things I've ever done. I've seen. She wrote it herself, shot it herself, edited it herself, bought props, or everything. It's fantastic. If you go to Adeline Gray YouTube channel, it's on there. She has it on there, and it's going to be in Ink Motel 4 once we get up and running with doing it, starting production on it. So she came in and she's like, can we try this? And I'm like, fuck yeah. So we shot awesome visuals with her. And then Sully was coming in, who hasn't shot in a while, and Sully's doing rap music now. So that was the plan. And Adam's like, I'll hang out. And I'm like, cool, you know, if you want, I'll give you a ride back after the shoot. Sully drove herself. So again, it was one of those things like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Because I've kind of like burned through this room. And then Sully's like, I don't have a lot of wardrobe, so she found some stuff. I brought these white wings that nobody used in all 3 days of shooting. So I'm all like, do you want to try these on? Because like, I'm like, Sully's like a rapper, so like, do rappers with black dreadlocks, do they wear white wings, feather wings? She put them on, and I just kind of fucked around with some lighting, and I shit you not, it's box cover, like DVD box cover material. Turned out, she was all like, if one of these looks perfect, I'll put that on my CD box. They were so cool. Luckily, I brought my disco ball with my chrome chain because she used those as props. She took them apart. Usually people just put them around their neck. She took it apart. She used it as a globe, and then her hands were tied up with a chain. It was fantastic. It was so good. And then I brought the Sibian, or the Tremor, which is basically a big giant vibrator the girls sit on, and it's got a remote that has rock and then roll. And every girl that's ever sat on that has become way too horny. I guess there's no such thing as way too horny, but it's an amazing thing. So I'm like, do you want to ride this thing? She's like, sure. And it was close to midnight, and she turns up all the way, and all I'm thinking was like, oh my god, the neighbors next door or the neighbors downstairs, they're probably like, what is that? Because it's all, I mean, it's loud. It vibrates the whole room once you turn it up to a 10. And I interviewed her while she was on it, and the best part was like, she was trying to concentrate on talking about the previous shoots that we had, about all her crazy tattoos, and trying to keep from, you know, like having an orgasm. It was priceless. Sully's, we had one shoot we did with Sully where she, in one day, she tattooed her butthole, a cat silhouette on her butthole, a cat on her vagina, and 2 cats on both temples. And she did scenes in all 3 scenes. It was crazy. It was a long day, but it was the most amazing thing that I've ever seen, because she did scenes during her butthole tattoo, a scene during her vagina tattoo, and then a scene while getting her head tattooed, face tattooed, I should say. And so she talked about that. She talked about she also got the crescent moon, blacklight ink tattooed on her forehead, so you don't see it while she's walking around, but when she hits blacklight, like at a club or whatever, you see a moon on her forehead, which is really cool. She also has her clit tattooed, lime green. So she talked about that. She's done some really wonderful things with us. She said she wants to exclusively shoot for us because she loves what I do. We wind up bouncing ideas off each other, shoot future things together. She's very excited. I'm very excited. Her and I've talked about for years about working together and doing a lot of projects. And her music is fantastic. If you listen to it, you're like, that's Sully Savage. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's good. It's legit good. And it's not like the typical porno chick rappers who are like, I want to suck dick. I want to da-da-da. It's not sexual bullshit stereotype of like, I'm a porn chick turned musician and all I know is how to suck dick. That's all I'm going to rap about. Hers is legit music. It's really good. So we were done around 12:30 at night or so. She went home. I was going to drive at Adeline, but there was no valet guy, so I just got her an Uber, sent her home, and got to my room. Went to sleep around 1:30. I was supposed to shoot another girl at 9 in the morning, 9 to 11, and then check out. But I didn't hear from her last night, and in the morning I didn't hear from her. I'm thinking, she's probably not going to come in, or she's going to be late. Because she's got like family situations like daycare and things like that. So I just started cleaning up. I woke up at 6:30 and just went for it. Just started cleaning up. There was so much to do. I was afraid I was going to run out of time because it's like a one-man show, and you have to put everything away. You have to put everything in the right place. I do not like leaving trash out in the room. I cleaned up the entire place, put everything in bags, tied the bags up. So there's like a mountain of garbage bags there. I went and checked out. I got cash to tip everybody, and at 9 o'clock, the girl texts me, and I'm thinking, oh no, she wants to come in. I packed everything, and she goes, hey, I'm about to get home and get into makeup, so I'll be there in a little bit. Then I text her back, and I go, I have to check out by 11, so maybe next time. She's like, okay, that's fine. Well, can I come by and say hello? I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm like, sure. And then I actually checked that by 10:30, so I'm like, hey, I'm out of here. She's like, okay, I'll see you next time. That was it. So we had, let's see, 10 people lined up, and we wound up shooting 7 of them because some people flaked. Actually, 11 people lined up, and we shot 7 of them, which is still good. And this is why I overbook, and that's why I'm overworked, because you overbook to compensate for people either getting a paid shoot or something coming up, or they just don't want to do it. So it was very successful. I'm beyond beat. I'm tired. I popped a 5-hour to get on the road, and I was just going to listen to some podcasts, and I'm like, well, let me do this daily podcast. Sorry, I'm completely out of it. So there it is. This is what happened. This is our weekend of shooting. The images will be up shortly on social media. Alterotic's mine. The girls are going to start posting stuff. I'm going to start cutting cool clips for them, like the interviews, the clean teases. That's my next goal. Tomorrow I go into the office. I have responsibilities for another company that I'll be working on tomorrow, and partially Saturday, and then the rest of Saturday and Sunday, and just recycles again to Monday. I'll be working on all this stuff to edit it, planning more shoots, planning a motel. It's a lot. Doing our YouTube channel, we gotta get our YouTube channel going. I gotta get my OnlyFans going, and we need to finish Misha's documentary, because once you see this documentary, it's incredibly revealing, and it's very personal, and it's very, very humanity driven, and that's it. So I'm going to go back to driving and listening to the podcasts, and stay tuned. Keep coming back and listening. We have so much lined up. We have so many people lined up. We've done a podcast with Evelyn Inc. That's a video podcast as well. We've done a video podcast with Christy Mack. We've done a few video podcasts about our XPW experience. So there's a lot coming up. Also, we're planning a lot. We're going to do a podcast with Nicole Aniston. She comes to my haunted condo. There's a lot going on. So spread the word, share, because you're gonna listen to our podcast, you're gonna watch our YouTube channel, and we're an open book. I always been an open book. Misha's always been an open book. Now we're together and we're just sharing. We're gonna share some stuff that's gonna be probably too much into our personal lives. Some stuff that's gonna have people judge us. But it is what it is. It's something that we're proud of, something that we want to share with the world and show people that just because you're in front of camera or behind the camera doing what we do doesn't make us any more special, doesn't give us privileges beyond just being a human being. And it comes with a lot of stress, headache, incredibly horrific fights, and things like that. So stay tuned. This is Two Russians, One Podcast. And our YouTube channel is going to be Two Russians, One America. My OnlyFans is, if you go on it now, it's Ivan Dragon TV. There's nothing on there, but it should be by the end of the weekend. I'm going to put some stuff on there. If you go to OnlyFans, it's Ivan Dragon TV. If you just type in ivandragon.com, it'll go to that as well. And that's pretty much it. This is what we got going on. It's a lot. It was a long few days. I can't wait to get home, unload the stuff that needs to be unloaded, and go take a nap. Peace out. Peace in the Middle East. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.